Okay, hi students, this is Dr. Danny. Today's lesson is for primary 3 students, right? It is term 3, week 5, and the topic is on reading and interpreting bar graphs. Now, before I start with today's topic, I thought it'd be important for me to share with you the new format for online lessons. So let me quickly take you through this so that you know what you would be expected to do. Okay, so the first step is obviously to watch the lesson video. So these videos are recorded in advance. In fact, you're watching it now, right? A YouTube video. And one of the benefits of watching a video lesson is that you can pause anytime, right? And even go back to an earlier, segment where perhaps you were not able to understand what I've explained. So you might want to go back, and listen to it, and so on, right? And then before continuing with the lesson, so you can pause anytime. And during the lesson, there will be several points where I will ask you to pause so that you can work on some of the questions. And then after you're done with the questions, you can continue, right, the video to find out whether you've got the answer correct or not, right? And I will take you through step by step, right, in terms of how the question is being attempted. Okay, so that's the video segment. Now, after you have finished watching the video, you're required to complete an online homework, right, at the following URL, right, which is indicated on the slide now. Don't worry, you don't have to copy this, right? It has already been emailed to your parents, and your parents will be able to help you to access the online homework. Okay, so you complete the online homework. You do not have to do the homework on the worksheet, right? You just have to complete the online homework through this platform. Okay, now after you're done with the homework, okay, let us know to arrange for a one-on-one Zoom consultation. Okay, and your trainer, right, could be me, could be another trainer, will go through the corrections with you, okay, based on the online homework that you have submitted. All right, so that's this is a very quick intro of the online delivery mode. Okay, so as I mentioned earlier on, today's topic is on reading and interpreting bar graphs. You may or may not have this worksheet with you. Okay, so if your parents have collected the hard copy from our center, you already have gotten it, right? But if you don't, it is okay. Okay, you would have received a soft copy, or you can just simply look at the screen, all right? Take out a piece of paper, and when there are questions for you to do, you can just work it out on that piece of paper. Okay, so don't worry about whether you have this book or not. As I mentioned just now, okay, the actual homework will be done online, so you don't need to write it on the book anyways. All right, so please take note of that. Okay, so let's start with today's topic. Okay, it is on reading and interpreting bar graphs. All right, so let's take a look at the picture graph below, which is something that you are familiar with. Okay, in the past, right? I think in P2 and then in P1, you've done picture graphs before. So the picture graph shows the number of books read by 4 children in the month of July. All right, read by 4 children. So you have Roger, Lisa, Nick, and Sarah. And each of these rectangles, right, stands for 2 books. So what does that mean? Right? If each of these rectangles, let's do a quick recap. If each of these rectangles stands for 2 books, how many books does Roger have? So you have 2, 2, 2, 3 rectangles. So 3 times 2 equals 6. All right. And what about Lisa? 5 times 2, 10. What about Nick? 4 times 2, 8. And Sarah? 2 rectangles of 2 books each. That is 2 times 2, 4. Okay, so this is something that you have learned in the past. Now let's take a look at the same information or data, as what we call it, using a bar graph, right? So this is a bar graph. Right now, the bar graph would indicate a few items here, and then later I'll explain it. But if you look at what the bar graphs represents, it is the same. So let's take a look at Roger here. Right? Roger has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Can you see that? So Roger has 6. All right. What about Lisa? So if you count from the based on the scale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that's 10. Right? And for Nick, that's 8. Can you see the line? Let me show you the line. 8. Right? It's 8. What about Sarah? Can you tell me how many books does Sarah have? Do the dotted line, right? If you have a ruler on a hard copy, right, can do this. So it's 4. So if you compare, right, it's the same information. It's just different ways of presenting this information. Okay? All right, let's move on to the next page. All right, so let's take a look at what the bar graph is about, what this information means. Okay, like a picture graph, a bar graph has a title. This is the title, right? And the title is number of books 4 children read in July. Why is the title named this way? It is named this way because this is what this bar graph is showing. The number of books 4 children, Roger, Lisa, Nick, and Sarah, all right, read in July, in the month of July, just July, all right, and just these 4 children, and just books. Okay, now for this side of the information, right, the number of books, all right, this is the label that tells us the numbers represent the number of books, right, that the numbers represent the number of books. So 8 means Nick read 8 books. And then if you look at this side here, right, child, this is the label that tells us each bar represents the data for each child, because these are all children, right? They are all, Roger is a child, Lisa is a child, Nick is a child, Sarah is a child, right? So it's just a label. And of course, not to forget the scale. The scale of the bar graph tells us the number of books each child read, all right? So Nick has read 8 books. Excuse me. So the bar graph helps us compare data, and from the graph, we can see that Lisa read the most books. Now, how many books did Lisa read? Can you all see? What do you think? How many books? That's right, 10. Okay. And one of the benefits of reading bar graphs is it allows us quickly decide which is the most and which is the least, right? But just by looking at the length of the bars. So for example, if I were to ask you, who read the smallest number of books? Correct, that's Lisa, right? Smallest, because you can see that the bar is shortest. And what about who read the most number of books? You can tell that it is Lisa, right? Because the bar is the longest. So without actually looking at the number of books, the scale here, just by looking at the length of the bars, you'll be able to tell quickly who read the most, who read the least. Okay, and so that's one of the benefits of reading and reading bar graphs. Okay, let's move on. Okay, let's take a look at this example here. The bar graph shows the favorite fruits of pupils in class 3D. All right, notice how this bar graph is different from the earlier one. Right, can I see how it's different from the earlier one? The direction is different, isn't it? You see that? Right, one goes from top to down or down to top, whatever, however you see it. And this way is left to right. Okay, so here, same thing, right? You have the different labels. So this is obviously about favorite fruits of pupils in class 3D. And so you have the type of fruits, right, indicated here to show you what are the fruits this bar graph is describing, right? The information that is describing. Okay, so you have pear, you have banana, you have grape, you have orange, right? And then you have apple as well. Now, if I were to ask you quickly, right, which fruit, right, is the favorite among most students? And automatically you'll be able to see that it is the longest bar, right? So that'd be orange, orange. Okay. And then if you were to read it, so for example, how many pupils chose banana as their favorite food, right? So let's look at it here. Banana, right? You can just use a ruler to match it up. And this is 7, isn't it? All right. So 7 pupils chose banana as their favorite fruit. And how many pupils chose orange as their favorite fruit? The answer is none. All right. Okay. So easy to understand. All right. Let's move on to the next. Now, for the next question, okay, I would like you all to try doing this on your own. All right, the guided practice. So what you see here is the bar graph below shows the number of cups of tea sold at Tea Paradise over 5 days. Use the information in the bar graph to fill in the blanks on page 5. So you study the bar graph here, and what I want to do, right, is to write down the answers, right? Sorry, let me put it back again. And so what you can be doing, what you should do is study the bar graph. After that, okay, answer these questions. Okay, all right, let's try. Now, so what I'm going to do, right, is in order for you to be able to see both pages at the same time, maybe not, probably I cannot do that. So I have to, you might want to open up your soft copy, right, so that we can look at both pages at the same time, right? Otherwise, would be a bit challenging. Okay, so what I'll usually do is, let's look at this bar graph first. Okay, let's take a look at this bar graph first. All right, and then what we can do now is to write down, right? I would usually recommend students to write down the numbers first. So let's look at the cups of tea sold at Tea Paradise on Monday. How many is that? So this is 40. This is 50. I suppose this will be 45. Notice that each scale, right, is 5. All right, stands for 5 cups. So 5, 10, 15, 25, 30. Okay, so Monday is 45. So let's write 45 here. 45. And Tuesday is 75. Right? And let's see what else. Wednesday will be 60. Thursday would be 55. All right, and Friday would be 80. Okay, so I've put the 2 worksheets together. All right, this is especially for those who don't have the hard copy and may find it a bit challenging to use the soft copy, right, to answer this question. So what I would like you to do is, I'm putting it on screen now. So what you can do is you can pause, okay, this lesson for the time being and work on these questions, right? So based on the bar graph, right, on the left, answer the questions on the right. Okay, so please press the pause button now on your YouTube channel. sorry, not YouTube channel, I'm sorry, on the YouTube video. Okay, and I would like you to answer these questions. If you don't have the worksheet, right, just take out a piece of paper. All right, you can just write A, what is the answer? B, what's the answer? C, what's the answer? D, what's the answer? And so on. And I'll go through the answers with you in a bit, right? So please press pause now. Oh, hi. I'm sorry, right? I just realized that there was an error just now. I paused, instead of pausing the recording, I have actually paused the, what do you call this, the screen sharing instead. So apologies, right? Now the questions are back here again, right? So please take a look at it. Okay, so yet I would like you to do the questions now. Okay, so please, now is the time, right, to press pause on your video. And then once you're ready, okay, once you've written the answer, okay, whether it's on a booklet or on a foolscap paper, right, you may continue watching the video and I will go through the answers with you. Okay, all right, please press pause now. Okay, let's go through the questions now, right? So answer for A is 60 cups of tea will sold on Wednesday. Did you get it right? 60, right? And for B is 55 cups. Okay, quite straightforward. C is 45 cups of tea was sold on 45. Let's look at 45. Use a ruler. 45 would be here, right? And that is Monday. Okay. Tea Paradise sold the most cups of tea on, let's look for the longest bar, Friday. Right? Tea Paradise sold the least number of cups of tea on, let's look at the shortest bar, and that's Monday. Okay, and now a comparison question. Tea Paradise sold how many fewer cups of tea on Tuesday than on Friday? So how do we do this? Let's look at Tuesday. Tuesday is 70. Tuesdays is, wait, let me get my pen out. Okay, Tuesday is 75, right? And then compared to Friday, Friday is 80, right? So 80 minus 75, the difference, right? And so the answer is 5. Okay, all right. Did you all get all the answers correct? Good job, right? Okay, so let's move on to the next question. Okay, please turn to page 6 if you have your booklet with you. If not, okay, we will just use the screen as what you see on the screen as reference. So the graph below shows the pets of the families living on Peanut Lane, right? And pets of, so these are pets of a family living on Peanut Lane. It's quite interesting address. Okay, so you have cats, birds, hamster, rabbit, and fish. So as I mentioned just now, the first thing that you would do first is to write the numbers down on the bar, right? So that it's easier for you to see, right? Let's do this first. So this is 16. This is 5. This is 8. Okay, 7 and 11. Did you get it? Okay. All right. Now, let's look at the questions. So A, B, C, D, E, F. All right. Now, let's perhaps I'll get you to do this, and same thing, I'll go through the answers with you in a bit. Okay. So let me put the two, especially for the benefit of those who did not, who don't have the worksheets. Okay, so let me put up the two questions. Sorry, let me put up the bar graphs and questions together. Okay, and then you can write your answers based on what you see on the screen. Okay, there you go. I have already put both screens together. Okay, both pages together. Sorry, not screen. Okay, right now what you can do is perhaps you would like to pause first and do this question, okay, before I continue the lesson. So can you all please press pause now? Pause the video now. Okay, let's go through the answer for, so the answer for A, the most popular type of pet among families living on Pet Lane is, look at the longest bar, right? And I'm sure you will be able to tell that the longest bar is cat, right? So the answer is cat. The least popular type of pet among families living on Peanut Lane is the shortest bar, right? Bird. And it's 5. 5 birds. Sorry, 5 families, not 5 birds, right? 5 families. Okay. And then C. Okay. How many families have hamsters as pets? Hamsters. That's 8 families. D. 11 families had fish as pet. Where's 11? No, 11 is not here. 11 is here. Right? 11 family had fish. That's right, right? 11 families had fish as pets. Okay, E. The number of families that had rabbits as pets was how many less than the number of families that had fish as pets? So we need to find out fish. Fish is 11, right? And then rabbits is 7. So it's 11 minus 7. Answer is 4. Okay, and then finally F, the number of families that had cats as pets was twice the number of families that had what as pets. So let's look at, obviously the answer is provided already, but I want to take you through, right, in terms of finding out what the answer is. So let's take a look at this. So cat is 16, right? Number of families that had cats as pets was twice the number of families that had. So 16 divided by 2 equals 8. Right? 16 divided by 2 equals 8. So 8 is, yeah, hamsters, right? 8 families had hamsters as pets. Okay, is that clear? All right, we're going to do one more example. Okay, we're going to do one more example. Okay, let's take a look at this question. This is on page 18. All right, Miss Nora saves some of her salary every month. The bar graph below shows the amount of money Miss Nora saved each month over 5 months. Okay, so let's look at the bar graph, and there you go. The questions are on the right. In which month did Nora save $650 and so on? Okay, so can I get you all to work this out now? Please pause the video. Okay, let's go through the answers. So let's see, in which month did Nora save $650? $650 would be here, right? Let's draw a line. So that's August, okay? B, how much more money did Nora save in April than in May? So we need to find out how much money she saved in May, and that is 250. And how much money she saved in April, right? April is 750. So 750 minus 250 equals $450. C, what was the total amount of money Miss Nora saved in June and July? Okay, find out how much money she saved in June and then add the amount of money she saved in July. So that's 950 plus $750 equals $1,700. Okay, for D, the two parts of the question that you need to do. First of all, you need to identify which month, right? And then you need to explain your answer. So for D, Miss Nora received a bonus in a salary in one of the months. Which month do you think it was? Okay, it was in the month of June. Now, I will accept various answers as long as it makes sense. All right, so one example is she saved, there's a bonus in June because she saved the most that month, right? Or you can say that she saved much more in June than in other months. So the guess is that there was extra money that she got from a salary. And that's what bonus means, right? Extra money, okay, on top of a usual monthly salary. For E, in one of the months, Miss Nora spent some of her salary on a holiday. Which month do you think it was? Okay, so answer is May. What would be a reasonable explanation? Well, one of it is she saved much less money in May than in other months. So obviously she has spent a lot of money. Okay. All right. So we are done for this booklet. Let's do another one, right? Please get ready your next booklet. Okay. So the second booklet are really guided practice. Okay. So more practices for you to do. So that later on you'll be more confident, right, when you're doing your online assessment, your homework. So let's go through a couple of questions, right? And the rest of it you can do on your own. You know, if you have the extra time or if you want to practice more, okay, but remember the actual homework will be on via the online platform. So let's take a look at this question here. A school librarian made a bar graph to show the number of books borrowed from the school library each day in 1 week. Okay, so you have number of books, right? Here you have books borrowed from the library. That's the title. Okay, books borrowed from library. Okay, in 1 week. Okay, and then you have the different days: Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Okay, Saturday, Sundays, the school library is not open. And on the scale, right, shows the actual numbers. Okay, so let's write down the numbers first. Now, first of all, we need to understand, right, what each represent, right? So let's see. This will be 10, right? Each of these scale here, 10, 20, 30, 40, right? So each represents 10. Okay, so let's write the numbers here. Monday would be 90. Okay, and then what about Tuesday? 60. Wednesday would be 110. Okay, and then Thursday would be, let's see, 110, 120, 120. 10 more than Wednesday. And finally for Friday, 150, 160, 170, 180, 180. Okay, once you have completed this information, okay, you can proceed to do the question, right, on the next page, right? And I'll set it up again for the benefit of students who need both pages because they don't have the on screen, because they don't have the booklet with them. Okay, so give me a minute, let me set up. Okay, so I put up 2 pages, right, side by side. Let's press pause now, shall we? All right, so you can work on the question. Please press pause now. Okay, let's go through the answer. For A, the number of books borrowed was the greatest on which day? Let's look at the longest bar, right? Quickly, longest bar, Friday. And the number of books borrowed was the least on shortest bar, Tuesday, right? The number of books borrowed on this day was, on Tuesday, it was 60, as we noted just now. All right, and then Wednesday, C, 110 books were borrowed. Okay, D, 90 books were borrowed on Monday. Okay. E, the number of books borrowed on Thursday was this comparison. Thursday's comparing with Monday, right? So on Thursday, there was 120, all right, or there were 120, and then Monday, there was 90. So 120 minus 90 equals 30, right? So 30 more than the books, 30 more than the number of books borrowed on Monday. All right, F, suggest a reason why the bar graph does not show the number of books borrowed on Saturday or Sunday. Okay, I think I've accidentally said the answer early on. Okay, school libraries, generally most public school, right, unless you're at a polytechnic, okay, or even JC, I'm not sure, right, but definitely for primary school, secondary school, library is usually closed, right, during the weekends. Okay, so you can write the answer as the library was closed on Saturday and Sunday. Okay, let's do one more question, right, before the end of the lesson. Okay, now last question. This is on page 14 and 15. Bar graph below shows the number of visitors to an orchid garden over 1 week. Okay, let's look at the, let's prepare the information. So first of all, let's understand the scale, right? You have 1 not sure, you have another not sure, and then it's 100. So this seems to be halfway, right? That means it is 100 divided by 2 equals 50. And so this is 150. This is 250. This is 350, right? And this is 450. All right, multiples of 50. Okay, so let's prepare the numbers. So on Monday, let's see, Monday will be 350 visitors. On Wednesday, it will be 250. All right, Thursday, 200. Friday, 350. Saturday, 450. And Sunday, 400. Okay, can we do the questions now? How about for the last question, let's do it together. Okay, so A, how many people visited the garden on Wednesday? Information and prepare, right? Right, if you look at the slides, sorry, not the slides. If you have taken a look at what we have already written on the bar graph, the answer is on Wednesday, 250. 450 people visited the garden on, let's look at 450, and that's Saturday. Number of visitors on and on 2 different months, right? They were the same. So which 2 months were the same? Can you tell me which 2 months? Sorry, no, which 2 months? Which 2 days were the same? Right, 350, 350. So it is Monday and Friday. Okay, number of visitors to the garden over the weekend was, weekend means what? Weekend means Saturday and Sunday, right? So that would be 400 plus 450. And the answer is 850. Okay, now comparing. How many fewer people visit the garden on Wednesday than on Monday? So Wednesday is 250. Monday is 350. So 350 minus 250 equals 100 fewer. Okay. All right. How many more people visited the garden on Friday than on Thursday? So we're comparing Friday and Thursday. So that's 350 minus 200. You get 150. Okay. Last question. Every week, the garden is closed to visitors for 1 day. On which day is it closed? Let's not forget about Tuesday, right? There are no visitors at all. No visitors, right? So, answer is Tuesday. Okay? All right. And so we come to the end of the lesson. All right. Once you're ready, please proceed to the online platform to complete your homework. Okay? Right? That's step 2. And after you finish your homework, I will see you very soon to go through the answers with you. That's it. Bye-bye.